Ariana and Scheana were the ones that really embraced me.
You know, people thought that Raquel and I made out at Coachella. This is the actual guy who made out with Raquel.
You gotta build that heart up and swell it up and then break it.
Hey, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about Vanderpump Rules. Stay tuned if you want to know my opinion. I'm a huge Vanderpump Rules fan. I've been watching it since season 1. I know all the different characters. I know all the drama. I love it so much, and I was gonna make a series where I talk about every single episode that comes out this season and give my opinions on it. And now the whole world has opinions about what's going on with Vanderpump. It's like super viral. Nobody expected this to happen. And so of course, I just have even more reason to get my opinions out there. So hopefully you guys check it out. This is my review and recap of Vanderpump Rules episode 7. Let me close this door. I've been writing down notes as I watch the episodes and just things that I noticed, and this was before the scandal. So I have like opinions before the scandal, and then I have opinions after the fact, knowing everything we know about Raquel and Sandoval, and just watching it with like a more you know, judgmental eye, kind of paying more attention to Raquel's behavior, Sandoval's behavior. And so my opinions have slightly changed, or I have a little bit more to say about the episodes now, but now that I have time, I'll go back and release the videos of each episode with my new opinion and the things I thought before. And some of them kind of coincide. Like, I was already thinking that Ariana and Sandoval looked like they were kind of dicey, because I remember in one of the beginning scenes, they're talking about how they don't get to spend that much time together, and Ariana wants to help Sandoval bring stuff to the bar, and she's like, do you want me to help you lift that? And he goes, sure.
Is there anything I can carry?
Sure.
Sure is like you don't really care.
And then she's like, can you say yes or no? Sure sounds like you don't care. And then he goes, sure. Like, again.
Say yes or no.
Sure.
And I was like, dude, this is so rude. Like, Sandoval's not even trying at this point to like make Ariana happy. He seems kind of sick of her. I don't know, it just was like rude, you know?
Charlotte's medication, you might have to get it refilled. We've been in a relationship together for 18 years, obviously a lot longer than me and Tom.
Why don't we just refill it like now?
Oh, so I do it.
So, also that whole scene of them buying a couch, I remember in the beginning seasons when they buy a couch together, and it's way different than that. I'm just saying.
Ooh, wow.
Here is the couch.
Wow, I do like this color. I actually do really like this style. Can I sit on it?
Yeah, let's give her a test drive.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, here, lay down right here.
Dude, what are you talking about? You had a couch. Yeah, you like to get it wrong like twice.
Oh, wait, come here.
There's people here.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's not about knowing your budget, it's about knowing yourself.
I'm just gonna carry it into the U-Haul because I'm here to just say, like, you're killing it or you're up. We're adulting right now.
Yeah.
When you move it into the U-Haul, I'll just sit like
that's
this.
not gonna happen.
You're always so good to me.
Well, it's because I'm so damn happy. Let's go pick out a couch.
Oh, I thought we did.
Yeah, well, let's make it official.
Okay.
I'm gonna go pay for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
just chill here.
They seem like they're not in the best place.
You guys are so perfect together that you match outfits. Vomit.
Whenever I do see you, it's like, you're coming, I'm going, that's it. I couldn't meet me breakfast.
Voila.
Thank you.
You don't understand the feeling I have for Ariana. I tell her everything. You gotta pick up this couch.
What's the couch for?
It's for the...
What's the couch for?
It's for the daily mail party.
But never ever expected what happened. That's for sure. So the episode opens up, it's the continuation of boys' night. Raquel just arrives and Sandoval is like, Oh my gosh, what a surprise!
You good?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to run.
No, talk to me. What the happened?
Oh my god. Okay. I was
No, talk to me. What the happened?
Oh my god. Okay. Young and fun and single, living my life. These girls like make me seem like I'm only chasing after guys that they're interested in. Lala goes, honestly, I would never trust you around my man. And I said, well, it's a good thing you don't have one.
And it seems so fake. Like, it kind of seems like they must have been texting or something beforehand. I don't know, it just seemed like he must have known she was coming. They say that the affair started, as in they had like intimate relations the night of boys' night, but it seems to me from the way that he reacted so fake that they were texting and he knew she was coming, because why would he react like at all? Because if you think about it, this is boys' night, this is Schwartz's night, since he's divorced, right? So Raquel is showing up as Schwartz's guest to boys' night. Obviously, she's not there to see Sandoval. She's not there to see James. She must be there to see Schwartz, right? Because according to the storyline, we think that Schwartz and Raquel are kind of like having a little mingling going on. So she's there to see Schwartz, and Charlie comes along with her. Charlie is not a friend of Sandoval's. Charlie has nothing to do with anybody really. But Charlie and Raquel, they're like not super close to Sandoval. Raquel's kind of close to Ariana, but like they don't really have a relationship like that, you know? It's just uncalled for. Like it almost feels like they're trying to act really natural, like, whoa, what a shock. When really it's like Sandoval didn't really even need to react. Like she could have walked in with Charlie and Schwartz would be like, oh my god, what are you guys doing here? And Sandoval's like, wow. That's it. But instead Sandoval is the main one, like, whoa! So it just kind of is a little telling. And when she arrives, James is irritated because he told his girlfriend it was boys' night, no girls.
Guys' night! G-U-Y-S, guys' night!
So he's like, of course, my ex is here, great. And he's really upset. And Sandoval goes to talk to him and console him. He's like, man, it doesn't matter, it's cool.
Where are you going? I didn't know this was happening. No, I know it's a lot.
My ex-fiance just walked in. I'm not a guy's night. This is not a guy's night. This is not a guy's night.
No, let's go out here for a second.
And it just seems like really messed up if you're actually hooking up with a girl or like you have something with her, but you're actually James's friend and you're talking to him and being there for him.
There's a lot of history behind me and James. We were good friends. We were supposed to be making music together. I held that motherfucker in my arms when him and his girlfriend broke up. He told me I'm like his best friend. And during that time, he started pursuing Kristen, and they started sleeping together. And it's like he completely stabbed me in the back. He's a douche.
It's like, why pretend to be James's friend and be there for him when this information of you hooking up with his ex, Raquel, it's gonna come out, and James is not gonna want to be friendly with you at that point. Like, if you're really his friend, tell him what you're doing or what you're thinking about doing, or don't be the one back there talking to him and trying to make him feel better when you're the one that's going to be affecting him in a couple months. Like, it's unreal. Like, you think like hindsight, you know, like why are you being friendly with James and being there for James knowing what you're about to do? But it just kind of seems like maybe he's not really planning on doing this with Raquel. It just kind of happened and there's no thought process behind it. Like, it's not malicious, him talking to James beforehand. Maybe he's really trying to be a friend of James, and then everything changes an hour later. But it's like, if you're a good friend, you would know not to do that because you're James's friend. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Aside from cheating on your obvious girlfriend, like the obvious issue, right? You would think, why would you do this to James? You're gonna look dumb while you're talking to him in the back and then doing this to him. But I just think he doesn't even think about it. Like, I don't know, it's just so, I don't think it's that malicious. I think he doesn't care, you know? He just pretends to be a caring friend, but he doesn't care. On the girls' trip, at Lake Havasu or whatever, Lala, Katie, and Christina Kelly are still there doing their thing. They had met some guys. Lala invites the guy that she liked over, and they're all hanging out on the couch. Forgot to mention, Katie's encouraging Lala to hook up with guys like she's been doing, which is contradictory to what she told Schwartz. It's like, are you hooking up with guys or are you just kissing them?
You're gonna have really excellent sex. I don't want her to miss out. I want to inspire some
dick in her.
You should do it tonight.
No.
You could just hang out with the guy and Christina, no, he's not coming. We're gonna talk. I haven't had sex with somebody since. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a really exciting evening for you. His fine ass is here.
And Katie and Christina are like, well, we're gonna go to bed. And Lala's like, okay, let's go to bed. And she goes upstairs with the guy, and I guess they hook up.
Good night. We're going to bed. Good night. Hey, we're going upstairs. Oh, come on. Oh, time for bed. Don't laugh. You're making me nervous. I'm not making anyone nervous. You're making me nervous.
There's no phone in my
I cannot.
And this scene is like really awkward. Like as soon as he walks in, they barely can hug and say hi to each other. Then they go upstairs right away. It's like, okay girl, whatever. But it was kind of funny because when Katie and Christina are like, we're gonna go upstairs now, I thought they were gonna go upstairs and Lala and the guy were gonna stay talking, and we would watch them talking on camera and building something, and then they'd go upstairs too. Like that'd be like normal. But no, like Katie and the other girl are like, we're gonna go upstairs, and then Lala's like, let's go upstairs too, and they're gone. It's like, okay, we didn't see anything about this guy or why you like him so much. We just saw him and then he leaves. Like you could have at least had some conversation, like entertain us a little bit, you know.
Should it be in on your ear?
Yeah, on the honeycomb.
Yeah, hot. Good for you.
A lot of honey dripping over there.
Oh my god. You're making me nervous.
I get nervous when it's time to get service.
Yeah.
I get nervous when it's time to get service.
But whatever, she hooks up with the guy.
It's kind of making me hot right now.
Ew. Let's pretend we don't know what Raquel did. They're talking smack about Raquel last episode, making out with Oliver right away. I know it's because they both liked him, but Lala gave her the okay. So they're like, oh my god, you made out with him, you're all over him. And then Lala hooks up with some guy like right away. Pot calling the kettle black. We see a scene of James and his girlfriend Allie. They get a tarot card reading, and Allie is super into horoscopes, which just validates my thoughts. Like, I love horoscope, I love tarot, but all these new fans that are into it, all these girls that have nothing else to talk about, that want to be educated in a subject that doesn't really take much to be educated in, like you don't need to go to school for it, you can just pretty much blab and people will believe you. It just validates that, because this Allie girl doesn't know what she's talking about at all.
Your moon is in blah blah blah, and your rising.
Okay, Allie, great, awesome.
People that are actually into tarot and things like that, you can tell when they're like genuinely into it and they understand what they're talking about. And then you have this whole group of girls that just needed something to talk about, that think it's cool. They say like, yeah, oh my god, you're a Virgo, I know how Virgos are, like I know how Geminis are. And you'll say like, really? Like how many Geminis do you know? Or like, how do you know? They'll be like, well, my mom's a Gemini. And you're like, okay, like personal experience, like do you know any other, like what about like Cancers or something? They're like, oh, I don't know, my mom's just a Gemini. Like if you dig deeper, they don't really know much, but if you let them talk on and on and on for like 10-15 minutes about the one thing they looked up, they'll go on, you know? Annoying quality about her that she loves tarot, but whatever, she wants to make that her thing because she has no thing, you know? So they get a tarot reading, boring, awkward, all the scenes of James and his girl are awkward.
I'll put them on, but I'm just doing the dress first.
And I've kind of noticed, like, with the whole James situation, like, James is right about everything.
I feel like Raquel is kind of trying to get a rise out of me.
Like, he's like, Raquel's coming in, she's like stealing the group. He's right.
She might not be doing it directly, right? Because she never does. Cluster of negative energy, and I want nothing to do with it. I'm leaving.
Like, he sees Raquel as this person he wants to stay away from, he doesn't like her, she wants attention, and nobody else really sees that.
And because it's like perfect Raquel and there's no consequences to her actions. I mean, let's point the finger at her for a second. Everyone wants to point the finger at me.
James is actually right, and like, he's been right about a lot of things.
She's happy, so she's not happy.
You know, at the end of the day, the truth comes out with everything. At the end of the day, the truth will come out.
It's just his delivery's not great. But it's funny that now that all the girls kind of hate Raquel too, they're starting to like James because it's like a friend of my enemy is my friend, or whatever they say, and whatever, you know? So they're like liking James now, and I'm just gonna find it so hilarious now that we know what happened. I'm gonna find it so hilarious if James and Katie become friends, like if Katie wants to be friendly with James all of a sudden, because let's not forget, she's the one that got him fired. She couldn't stand him. He's always been so mean to Katie specifically, and Katie can never forgive anybody. She holds grudges like crazy. Like, Raquel hasn't even made out with your dude, you hate her, you know? Scheana mentioned Schwartz and Raquel making out, you hate her, you know?
Scheana, Raquel.
So I'm just gonna find it hilarious, the #1 top enemy, James Kennedy, if all of a sudden Katie wants to be friendly with James because he hates Raquel. That's gonna be pretty weird. And then we have Lisa meeting up with the Toms in the next scene to talk about the restaurant and what they're planning on doing with Schwartz and Sandy's. They decide to not take her offer of buying out Greg, and they want to figure it out, and Tom puts his foot down and says,
"We're opening on the 31st. That's it."
I don't care.
That's not happening.
We are opening on the 31st. I'm over it.
And he seems super sure of himself, trying to be assertive, trying to be manly. It's like, okay, great, taking control while you're secretly doing the things you're doing. Awesome. Like, I wonder where you found the courage all of a sudden. Scheana and Brock, they have a scene together. We see them at their house. They have a schedule put together for the next 2 weeks. Their wedding is in 2 weeks, so they have this little like schedule of how they want to do things. It's like a cute little scene. Scheana mentions her friend Jamie here. Jamie is the girl that has a podcast now and is spilling all sorts of tea about Raquel and like how it really was and how everybody is and stuff. So there's some validation given to this Jamie person because Scheana mentions her. It's one of her bridesmaids, so it's a really good friend of Scheana's, and she's trying to book her room at the resort in Mexico for Scheana's wedding, and there's issues. It's all booked, it's all filled up. Now, at this point, Katie is not a bridesmaid. She is so angry about the thought or the mention of Schwartz and Raquel making out, and Scheana being the one that mentioned it, that she's opted out of being a bridesmaid, which I find so rude, by the way, because during her wedding, she actually brings it up in this season, like, you were my bridesmaid, Scheana. How can you do this to me? You were a bridesmaid. Do you not remember back when she was a bridesmaid? She was literally walking on eggshells, terrified, trying so hard not to piss anybody off because she didn't want to lose her privilege of being a bridesmaid.
So you mentioned to me about some things that just made me feel uncomfortable.
So I feel like literally I can't win. I tried to make things better between Stassi and Ariana, and that still wasn't good enough for Katie.
I'm sorry for like anything I've said that's out of line.
I have felt you kind of like become distant, and I have been trying to figure out why.
And I don't like when we fight. I love you.
I have said, I'm sorry, it was tacky, it was classless, I'm sorry.
Oh. Like, she cared so much. She let you guys be so mean to her. There were so many times when you guys were like, I don't know if you can be a bridesmaid. I don't know, you're not really a good friend. Like, you held it over her for so long till you finally at the very end allowed her to be a bridesmaid. So don't over here be like, you were a bridesmaid. We're such good friends. Barely. She was barely a bridesmaid, okay? So anyways, Katie, of course, being the great friend she is and caring so much about the sanctity of being a bridesmaid, opts out of being a bridesmaid for Scheana, even though it's like, you're going to know her in the next 4 years. This is an important thing. You should be a bridesmaid. She doesn't care. She's never cared about Scheana. So she opts out of being a bridesmaid, and so Scheana needs the room. Katie's already booked her room in the resort. There's no more extra rooms. Scheana's actual bridesmaid, Jamie, cannot book a room. So what would make sense? Scheana says, I'll give Katie the money for her room. Give me the key. My bridesmaid can stay in that room. That makes sense. That's logical. So now she has to bring this up to Katie. We'll see how that goes for her in a little bit. So that's the scene of Scheana. And then we flash to next scene, which is, well, I'm just talking about like relevant things. So the next relevant thing is that Katie and Ariana get together at Ariana's house to talk about the sandwiches. So they're actually getting into the sandwich stuff. They meet up with somebody like an image consultant or whatever that kind of just helps them sell themselves because they're still looking for investors. They've decided on a place, and it's the place that's next to Vanderpump. So it's next to Sir, it's in the same street, and I think this is the only way that their sandwich shop is going to survive. Like, they're so lucky to find this location because if anything, it's going to be like a Bravo celebrity situation. People are going to be like, let's hit Sir, Vanderpump's place, let's hit Pump, and then it's right there, like, oh, let's go hit Katie and Ariana's shop too, because we love Vanderpump and we love the whole scene. Like, if she had opened further away, an hour away, 30 minutes away, I don't know how well they would do, because I don't know if people would make the trip all the way over there. Or like Tom Tom as well. Let's go see Tom Tom. Oh, let's go see Katie and Ariana too. So the location is prime. It's perfect. It's literally, I think, what's going to save this business and actually make it flourish, in my opinion. So they talk about the sandwich place. Ariana invites Katie to her pool party that she's having. So cute. Pool party. Next we see Raquel and James have a conversation. It's at Sir. They have a conversation about the pool party. Raquel's like, oh, have you been invited to the pool party? Are you going? And James is like, oh, I haven't been invited. And then Raquel's like,
oh, Sandoval invited me.
I mean, I don't know if she's going to the pool party this week at Tom Sandoval's or not.
I haven't heard about the pool party though.
Well, you're invited. Tom Sandoval told me.
Oh, he did.
Tom Sandoval told me.
oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, if we didn't know what we know, this wouldn't matter. Who cares, right? But it's so crazy that she's hooking up with Sandoval. It's like, keep it to yourself. Don't bring up Sandoval. You know there's something shady going on behind the scenes with you and him. You don't want to draw attention to you and him. Don't bring it up. What does she do? Sandoval invited me to James.
I watched the episode once and I should have done a rewatch because Raquel did not say that, but it does sound like Sandoval's the one that invited her. And she said Sandoval's house, not Sandoval and Ariana.
It's like, why did you say that? Like, okay, Sandoval's the one inviting you. Like, Ariana's your good friend. Ariana invited Katie. You would think Ariana would send a text or invite everybody. Like, Ariana would invite Raquel. That makes sense. No, Sandoval invited Raquel. So what does that obviously make me think? When did he talk to you? When did he text you and invite you? Is there like a separate conversation going on where it's like, oh, Sandoval invites some people, Ariana invites some people, and you fell into the group of people, like Sandoval's people that got invited? It sounds like Sandoval invited you. When did you guys talk? Like, okay, they can text and have a friendship. Everybody's friends. Them texting is not that crazy, but just to think, you haven't invited James yet, who is your friend. It would be Sandoval's job to invite James. So it's not like he has texted all of his friends and sent them out invites, you know, because James doesn't have one. And James would be invited by Sandoval, not Ariana. So James has no invite, so it doesn't sound like Sandoval sent out invites to everybody and Raquel got one as well. No, it sounds like Raquel was singled out and invited by Sandoval. So that's kind of weird. It doesn't sound like you sent out texts to everybody. You must have invited her in person. It's just baffling to me. That was so weird that she would say that. And you're almost bragging to your ex. You would want to keep your relationship with Sandoval private. You want to keep the relationship secret, but you tell your ex, like you're rubbing it in his face or something.
Kick me out and bring Raquel in. That's weird.
I'm James Kennedy and I've been the life of this party for the past 18 years. I get bullshit.
So maybe this dating Sandoval is like, it's gonna bother James the most if I date Sandoval. So like, this is why I'm going this way, because it does seem like she's trying to like bother James. Like, I've had this feeling like she's almost trying to copy him and like go in his footsteps when she's like, James is doing his own thing, I need to start doing me. No, I think you're doing the James. Like, you're having a crazy relationship with alcohol. I'm just saying, I think it's going to be a problem because she doesn't remember a lot of things she's done while she's drinking. Much like James, I think alcohol is going to prove to be a problem. She's running around reckless like James always does. She's moving on right away with people like James did. Like, I don't know. I just think she's doing things for James. And so dating Sandoval, maybe the reason that she's doing this is because it'll bother James the most. I don't know. Because why does she tell James, oh, I'm invited by Sandoval? To get a rise? I don't know. So she tells James she's invited, James is not. James is kind of feeling like, why is she taking over my friend group? I don't know, man. The next scene, Ariana and Katie are having a meal together, and I don't know if Lala's there, I don't remember, but Ariana invites them to the pool party. There's someone there that's her friend too, and he gets invited. It's kind of interesting because Ariana's extending the invite to everybody for the pool party. She extends the invite to this person that we've never really seen before on the show, and she extends him an invite. So it's like, why would you be inviting every single person and not have invited Raquel yet?
We're having a pool party. Do you want to come? Oh, I'll be there in my thong, baby.
Or like, why would Sandoval be the one to invite Raquel when you're the one going around inviting everybody? but Raquel was invited by Sandoval first. So now we're gonna see the pool party. We see that Raquel and Scheana are getting ready together. That's kind of annoying and kind of funny, thinking that right now they can't even be 100 yards or 100 feet from each other. But yeah, they're getting ready together because they're good friends at this point. Then we get to this infamous pool party. Right away, Scheana's like, this is how you dress when you're single, because Raquel's like looking really sexy, and it's kind of just awkward. Everybody's like quiet.
Knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
What's up? Oh my god, look at you guys. What's up?
Oh my god, look at you guys.
This is what you wear when you're single and go to a pool party.
You want a little shot ski?
And it's just kind of funny because we know what Raquel's doing, you know? And just the nerve of Raquel to be willing to come to this party where, like, you're coming to the home of Ariana and Sandoval. Like, you're walking into their territory, looking trying to look super sexy, like flaunting around. She's like taking all these pictures of herself, like posing, walking around, trying to look so cute and stuff.
Hey, Raquel.
She's so hot.
I'm being edged out and Raquel's just taking up all that space. So what happened?
Watching Raquel try to create. Watching Raquel.
Knowing you hooked up with your friend's dude, like you hooked up with the owner of the house. You know, like, and you're there like trotting around. The girlfriend's there, Ariana, the guy's there, Sandoval, you're in their home and you're trying to look super sexy. Like, it's so weird. It doesn't make sense. Like, how can you be so blatantly disrespectful and hurtful to somebody? Ariana's actually her friend, and you have no shame just being there, like, acting, you know, like, it's almost like she's posing by the pool and she's loving it, like, this is gonna be my house one day. Like, it's just weird vibes when you know what's going on. How are you so comfortable in this environment? You would think you'd be a little timid, a little like, no, she's so comfortable. I don't know, shy girl broke out of her shell, I guess. And the whole pool party, it's a lot of shit talking from different sides of the party. Scheana and Raquel are talking, Lala and Katie are talking, Ariana's kind of jumping between because she's trying to be like the mediator in the situation. Lala's pissed about Raquel saying the mistress comment. She expects an apology for that. Raquel is supposedly trying to like stand up to Lala, and Lala's just like, are you done? Are you done? Like, ugh, like she's not giving her a moment. Raquel says something in her confessional. She's like, I'm standing up to Lala, okay? It's like amazing.
The fact that I'm facing Lala Kent, I'm loving this new version of me. Literally, like, oh my god, she's so annoying. She's mistress, she vibes, and I cannot. I honestly feel like I've leveled up from this girls' trip.
Did she dab?
What the fuck was that?
And she almost says it like Lala's a character in a movie. I'm standing up to the Lala. Lala's just a person. She's just a person in your life. Like, it almost feels like she's a viewer of the show. And like, we all see Lala as like this fierce, like, beast, you know? She's such a big entity in the show. So like, she's standing up to that huge entity that is Lala, that we all know as Lala. Don't mess with Lala. But it's like, she's just a person. Like, the way you say in the confessional, like, I'm actually standing up to the Lala.
To Lala.
It's like, you should just say, I'm standing up for myself. I'm standing up to Lala. This is what I'm doing. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird. So anyways, during the party, a lot of shit talking from different sides of the party. And it's so crazy because, you know, Raquel feels like this is her ultimate moment, standing up to Lala, like, you've done everything. And I think she finds courage to stand up to Lala because of what she's doing behind the scenes. Like, you don't even know who I am, girl. Like, you know nothing about what I do. I'm gonna call you a mistress while I'm playing the same type of games. Like, she's projecting so hard, it's insane.
Do you understand, like, how it has affected me emotionally, knowing that you guys have kept this secret from me for years?
And I'm not proud of it.
But while her and Scheana are talking, Sheena's like, Lala just called you a weak bitch. Because, you know, that's how she is. She just is retelling the information, retelling the worst part of the conversation. And she always has an excuse for it. Like, well, I want to tell my friend because she's my friend and I'm being there for her. You said it and it wasn't negative, but I was just retelling, you know, like, whatever, who cares? Scheana's Scheana.
Oh, she said you're weak. She just told me that. She's not weak.
I think Lala's pathetic.
And Raquel, this moment is like literally eerie. She's like leaning, looking sexy, and then she's like, obviously I'm not a weak bitch.
Obviously, I'm not a weak bitch. I agree.
Obviously, I'm not a weak bitch.
I agree.
It's like, whoa. She's like,
Obviously, I'm not a weak bitch.
whoa, girl, that's just so crazy. Drop the mic. Like, yeah, okay, obviously you're not a weak bitch. Like, we'll remember this when the scandal comes out and everybody's hating on you and saying all sorts of things about you, that, like, you're not Bambi anymore. You're not a weak bitch. Okay, registered. I understand. It's gone in there. Got it. Not a weak bitch. Like, that moment was so creepy. Like, obviously, I'm not a weak bitch. They're posing at the pool of the guy that she just hooked up with and his girl. Like, oh my gosh.
You're just a bitch, huh? Not a weak bitch, just a bitch. Get it right.
Anyways, and then Scheana confronts Katie about the room, and Katie is so unreasonable. Like, you do not do yourself any favors by acting like this. You're so immature.
You don't want to be in Mexico to support Brock and I. Stay at a different resort. Well, I'm gonna go to Mexico, and it's her birthday that week. This negative energy I don't want on a very special day in my life. I'm entitled to go. Then stay at a different resort. I Venmo you $1,000 right now. I don't. So don't say it's about the money.
You're just being a bitch, Katie.
Okay. She doesn't give a what I want. I don't want her energy around me.
You would think in the moment, like, if I know I'm on TV, in the moment, I'm like, okay, I'm looking crazy. This is not going to look in my favor. I better say something else, even if I don't feel it. You know, genuinely, that's probably what somebody would do. Like, oh, I'm being crazy about this. I'm holding on too hard. Like, let me stop. I might still be mad, and I might still want to hold on to this and cut everybody's heads off. But you know what? I'm going to act reasonable. I'm on TV.
What if we just say, what's your price? What if? No. What if? No. What's your price? No. We're going to Mexico. That's what's happening. That's just what's happening.
No, she has no stop. Like, she's angry, she's drinking, obviously, she's in this mode, she's so stubborn, and she just cannot get her head out of it. She has no good reason for wanting to go to Mexico. She's like,
I'm going to Mexico anyway.
Scheana's like,
I don't want you there.
You're gonna give me a bad vibe. Just like Katie had so many demands during her wedding. You would think Katie would be understanding. You were a bride. Katie had so many demands.
I'm not begging anyone to come.
Bobby, let's try to have positive energy. Bobby, let's
She
not
said
get
that. She said that though. You don't want to be surrounded by such negativity.
This negative energy I don't want on a very special day in my life.
When this is supposed to be
Notice she says the same thing Scheana's saying now, and this is an event leading to her wedding.
an event that's important leading up to our marriage.
I can't handle someone that has any sort of negativity surrounding something that's supposed to be a really amazing time.
I don't have to think about that. I gotta figure out what kind of food I want. I don't have time to think about Ariana's dumb feelings.
But she thinks it's okay for her to still go to Mexico and stay in the same resort as the wedding is going on. Scheana's like,
I just don't want your energy there.
and Katie's like,
It's not like I'm gonna be there on the balcony with Christina staring at you.
flash two, she's literally on the balcony with binoculars staring at her.
We aren't gonna be like with binoculars, like we have really good seats.
What if they can see it?
And they have a clear view of Scheana, and Scheana has a clear view of Katie. So great, Scheana gets to see a hater on the balcony as she literally walks down the aisle, which she did not want. That is so mean. Like, Katie is such a bully. And why? Scheana talked about Schwartz and Raquel making out, which did not happen, but Scheana planted the seed in Raquel's head, so now she needs to be punished. No, she doesn't deserve this. You shouldn't try to ruin her wedding because she did one thing to upset you. That's not how it works. Like, Katie is scary. She literally is the kind of person that punishes people. Why is she doing this? She is punishing her. Like me, I might be mad, might be pissed. Why would you do that? That's my ex, whatever. And you know, maybe when I have another event, like the vacation at Havasu, I might not invite you because I'm mad. There's my punishment. No, she's gonna punish her the whole season. She's gonna ruin her best moment of her life, her wedding. She's gonna try her best to ruin that because Scheana needs to be punished. Like, that is so mean and wrong, okay? Like, Katie is so mean, and Katie's like, I want to go to Mexico. I should be allowed to go to Mexico. Me and my friend, it's her birthday. We want to go to Mexico, me and Christina. Okay, go stay in another hotel. Why do you want to be there with Scheana? Go stay in another hotel. Katie's like,
You don't own the resort.
of course she doesn't, but she needs the room. It would be courteous of you to give her the room. It's the least you can do. You can still go to Mexico. She doesn't own Mexico. You can still go with your friend and have a great time. But no, you want to be in it and you want to torture Scheana. It is so mean. I have one thing Scheana wants, the room. And I'm going to hold on to this tooth and nail and try my best with this one little piece that I have to ruin her day. It is so mean. And Lala, of course, knows it's unreasonable and mean. And Lala tells it like it is, right? Tell Katie she's being crazy. Tell Katie, bro, stay in another hotel. It's cool. Give her the room. No. Lala is encouraging this bad behavior. Like, well, you know, that's what she gets. Like, she said to make out with Schwartz, so you should be allowed to go to Mexico and stay in the resort. There you go. That's not even. She already disinvited her from Lake Havasu. That was getting even. No, you're just being so mean. And Lala, of course, is excusing it. And Schwartz goes up to Katie and has like the most genuine conversation with her. Like, come on, dude, come on. She won't let go. She's like, no, She's acting like the way she used to act when they were married. Same attitude. And like running away, expecting him to chase after her. Like, he's not married to you. He doesn't have to do that. That's the solution to everything with Katie and Schwartz. You are divorced. Get that in your head. You are divorced. So Schwartz actually tells Katie, like, you were being so emotionally entitled. And usually everything he says is like, come on, bub. Even when he starts talking to her, bub, what will you do? Come on. He has this little like, But when he says that one thing to her,
You're being so emotionally entitled.
it's just so serious.
There's a solution. There's a beautiful resort.
Yeah, and have their guests go book that.
Oh, this is objectively out of line. You're in the wrong here.
No, I'm not. What if I do whatever the I want to do? So sad.
You gotta stop being so emotionally entitled. You gotta stop being so emotionally entitled.
Okay.
And it's hilarious. Like, she is. And she cannot accept honesty. She can never accept something and take it in and be like, okay, maybe I am. No. And in the confessional, she's like, you've never been on my side. You've never been there for me. Now that we're divorced, I thought maybe it's like, it doesn't even make sense. You've never been there for me when we were married. You never took my side. Now that we're divorced, I thought maybe he would have learned. But I guess that's just like what he does. Or I guess it's just a Katie thing. Like, he doesn't care about me.
Schwartz taking everyone else's side over me. The pressure of having to defend his wife was gone.
Why would it be better now?
I guess it's not a wife thing. It's a Katie thing.
The fuck?
Stop. Hey, whatever.
Stop.
No, but
Stop.
Stop trying to be a victim. You're wrong, and he's letting you know. People are allowed to let you know. When we were married, he wouldn't stand up for me, but I thought now that we're divorced, he would stand up for me. What? It doesn't even make any sense. The solution to every one of her issues is, Katie, you are divorced.
You are divorced.
Stop expecting these behaviors out of people. Stop expecting people to act, behave, talk the way you want them to.
You are divorced.
He's finally his own person, girl. Okay? And you are still the same person. It's a Katie thing. It's always been a Katie thing. You've always acted outrageous and been so mean to people, and he's always tried to tell you. And you step all over him too.
Sorry, it's what it is.
It was pretty intense, and Raquel, throughout the pool party, she's like posing and looking really cute, super awkward. Oh yeah, and Ariana's talking to Lala, and she's like, come on, can't we try to forgive her? Can't we try to be cool? Like, you guys are making fun of her for the galaxy lights. And Lala's like, oh my god, we were not making fun of her. We love the lights. It's not about the lights. We love the lights. And it kind of reminded me of the pasta with Raquel. It's not about the pasta. All I said is we ate all her pasta and it was great. You were making fun of her about the pasta. You were making fun of her about the galaxy lights and listening to Taylor Swift. Let's be honest, okay?
I wish you were there.
Would you guys have like made fun of me if I was like all about the galaxy lights?
Kelly was making fun of my galaxy lights.
Oh, we all loved it. That's what she's not understanding.
I literally said that Raquel said, do you want some of my pasta? It was devoured by the time
pasta.
Are you really saying that? Because I told you I ate her pasta. I told you that I ate Raquel's pasta, and that's how you come for me?
It was a dig.
It was a joke. I told you I had a bite of her pasta, and then the whole thing was devoured.
Get over the damn pasta. Read between the f***ing lines. It ain't about the pasta.
It's not about the pasta.
It's all over the ceiling. Her whole room was covered in lights.
What lights? Is she gonna murder us tonight?
I just wish Lala, she acts certain ways, and then when she's confronted, she's like, like, if you're so genuine and you tell it like it is, tell it like it is. Say, yeah, she was being freaking weird. It was 3 a.m. She spilled food all over my bed. Instead of going to sleep, if you're staying with somebody and at 3 a.m. when we're all gonna crash, she's in the room and you see all these weird club lights, laser lights going on, and you hear music full blast, it's freaking weird. That's it. Own what you're saying. But no, she's like, we liked the lights to Ariana. We loved our pasta too. It's just the same vibes. Like, you're the same chick. Always have been. By the way, you've always hated Raquel, and it's been like for no rational reason. Because she's dumb. Allie's just as dumb, and you're so nice to her, but I digress. So Ariana's like,
what if I had lights?
Like, I wouldn't want to be on that trip. Being like, would you make fun of me?
I think you guys should talk. Let's just, like, no more. Katie, Lala, and Scheana gave the mean girl treatment to Raquel. I'm not down with, like, the mistress comment. There is some unresolved about the you and James stuff. We moved on.
And it's so sad that Ariana's actually defending Raquel and being a good friend considering what Raquel's doing to her. Ariana's the mediator between these two groups. Scheana, Raquel, Schwartz, Katie, Lala, you know, she's the mediator. She's the one that can slide swiftly between the two groups. And it's just crazy. She's the one defending Raquel in this situation.
Do you really feel like you and Katie just never even had that friendship?
No, like, honestly, Ariana and Scheana were the ones that really embraced me into this group and have been there for me since day one. So, like, I know who my true friends are.
Right.
I know who my true friends are.
Right.
And Katie is not one of them. Do I want to pursue possibly something with Schwartz, who I do admire,
Right.
or pursue a friendship with Katie, someone who's never been that welcoming to me, someone who I'm not really even interested in being friends with?
Yeah.
Ariana's actually the person that's defending Raquel. Crazy considering like what Raquel's doing. And then Tom goes over there and Tom is like,
Katie, you're a horrible person. Lala, you've always been mean to Raquel since the beginning. Like, how do you think she feels? Like, you do this all the time.
of course, and it's like, wow, Sandoval, you really seem to know exactly how Raquel feels, huh?
Katie, here's the thing with you. If somebody doesn't have your exact perspective,
Tom, I'm walking away.
We're not doing that today.
Notice how Tom doesn't chase Ariana but defends Raquel.
Girl, put a thought together. I know you can do it. Girl, Lala literally won.
Jesus. I can't unsee the f***ing bully that you were to her. For no reason. You literally flushed your mouth.
Now it looks like they're arguing together as a couple as Raquel gets time to gather her
She
thoughts.
slept with James while we were together.
You had moved on from that.
She has not. She just got this information 2 weeks ago.
That's pretty interesting. Like, yeah, you are the guy that steps up and starts yelling and getting crazy, and you don't like Katie, and you don't like Lala's personality either, but just the fact that he's defending Raquel so hardcore, like, emotionally, like, you guys are like this, like, it's like, wow. You really know how she feels. It sounds like she had a moment sitting next to you, you know, you guys have had a conversation intimately, you know, late night, sitting next to you with her legs on you, telling you how she feels. Like, you really know to a T exactly what Raquel's feeling right now. Interesting. Just interesting. Ariana walks away like, I don't want this to be you going after all the girls, so I'm walking away. If you stayed there, it wouldn't look like he's going after all the girls because you would just be on your dude's side like you guys usually are, but there's just a divide between them. Like, you can tell, you know, like Ariana's sick of his games and his little attitude, and he's not appeasing her at all either. Like, when she walks off, he's like, he's not like, babe, and going over to her, like, no. It's weird. Sandoval is like intently, vigorously, ferociously defending Raquel, and it is super weird, and it is super rude and hurtful considering they're hooking up at this point. Like, how can you, I don't know. He's wearing the lightning bolt necklace. He's been wearing that the whole season, but I think it starts to mean something once they hook up. I think it became a symbol of their relationship when they hooked up and he had it, and maybe she was like, oh, I love this necklace, and he's like,
Now I'll think of you when I wear it.
it became symbolic of their relationship. So I don't see Sandoval wearing something he doesn't love for himself. Like, I see him wearing something he loves and then making it their symbol. It's something he already wore and loved all the time, you know? Like, so I think, yeah, like, at this point he's wearing the lightning bolt. And that's everything. That's a recap of episode 7, so we'll see what goes down. Charlie is just trying so hard to be relevant, and she wants to like slander everybody in the cast. It's like, do your thing, Charlie. Like, try to get a little more views because, you know, you're not really a regular on the show anymore. And she's trying to be Raquel's friend, I guess, the whole time. But it's gonna bite her in the ass. She started off as Scheana's friend, and she talked shit about Scheana, like, oh, he hung my TV, about Brock hanging her TV and it falling, stuff like that. So she moved on to Raquel. Charlie's annoying to me. I was just thinking about it, and if you want to say Raquel is like calculated, because if you think about it, like, she's become the main girl of the show. Like, nobody else, except Charlie, but nobody else works at SUR anymore. It started off with these waitresses, Lisa Vanderpump's waitresses, and nobody else works there anymore. Like, everybody else has moved on. So if you think about it, Raquel in the beginning is shown, like, taking shots in the back, secretly, being late to her shift. Like, she's the new main girl. You know what I mean? And, like, I think maybe, like, you might think, I'm an extension. I'm one off of the main cast. Like, I'm James's ex-girlfriend now. I'm not part of the main crew. I'm once removed. Like, I'm James's ex. There's a chance that you might get booted off if you're not entertaining enough. You're not the main people, you know? So you think maybe having this little thing with Schwartz is gonna keep her relevant. If you're thinking about doing stuff for TV, like, it's gonna keep you relevant. We're gonna keep talking about you. So that's a good thing that works for you. You don't like Katie that much anyway. It's not like you're losing something. Lala's always hated you. Katie and Lala are best friends. They do everything together. So it's like losing Katie and Lala to be relevant and hang out and flirt with Schwartz. It's not bad for the show. And you get to keep a main residency with the main cast because you're hooking up with one of the main guys. So, okay, fine, I can see that being calculated. Let me hang out with Schwartz a little, get myself relevant, be a main part of the group on every episode, like a lot of scenes because they want to know what the hell I'm doing, you know. Now I have the restaurant scenes and I have the Schwartz scenes, you know, like I'm poppin'. So I can see that being for the show. But then you think about getting with Sandoval. How do I stay on the show? Like, well, I mean, I could hook up with one of the other main guys of the show. That will keep me going. Sandoval. But the thing is, wouldn't you think about it? Like, how are you going to stay in the group? Either you have to keep dating Sandoval and stay with him, but then the thing is, obviously everybody's going to get rid of Sandoval. They're going to be like, we don't want to deal with you. Like, Ariana's going to cut it with Sandoval. Then you have Katie, Lala, Ariana that don't want to deal with Sandoval. Like, Schwartz is going to have to pick a side. But, like, majority rules. Like, basically, you guys are going to be isolated and kicked out of the group. Like, this is not a way to keep climbing up the ladders and stay relevant. Like, if you hook up with Sandoval, you two will be isolated out of the group, and there you go, you lost all your Jenga pieces. Like, the tower fell. How are you gonna keep climbing, you know? So, like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, Ariana was your only friend.
With James plus Allie plus Peter, that's a lot. I'm actually gonna be under a lot of stress tonight. Just check in on me.
Yeah, I will. Why would you do something that's gonna make Ariana hate you and go on with the girls that hate you? And Scheana's gonna move on with them too, and you lost everything. You flew too close to the sun. If I were trying to think of this calculated and try to stay on the show, I'd rather hook up with Ariana. Because if you hook up with Ariana, she loves you, she's there for you. You hook up with her, she might come to bat even harder for you against the other girls because she really cares about you now. So you might gain her support even more. I would be trying to stay in that group and keep those people happy if it's TV related. I wouldn't go and hook up with Sandoval. What is that going to do for you? So it just makes me think, like, you're smart, you're thinking about what you're doing, but maybe it's all to hurt James. Or my boyfriend was saying, like, she's a fame whore. It looks like she just loves being on TV.
If she truly is a fame whore social climber, it is supported by her dating Nima from Shahs of Sunset before the show was canceled and trying to get with Garcelle's son from Beverly Hills, who we know is a social come-up. Is it a coincidence to go after Bravo celebrities and the son of a star?
She started off as a fan, so maybe everything she's doing, it is just to cause chaos and to be on TV, and she's not even thinking about what she's doing. And then the alcohol, which I said she may, like, have an alcoholism issue. Maybe she's drinking so much on the show because she's trying to get liquid courage to perform the way she wants, the way she's performing every episode. Like, the things she's doing are performative. It's for the show to get talked about. she wants to be like controversial and be like the main girl they talk about. So maybe she is drinking a lot, looking like an alcoholic to get the courage to do these things on TV that will get her talked about, like Step Up to Lala, hooking up with Schwartz, like just the messy everything she's doing. It's all like for TV, and the drinking is fueling her to do this for TV, giving her the courage, you know? So I'm like, maybe that does kind of seem like that's what she's doing. Hooking up with Sandoval would be good for the show, I guess, but it's just like, what's gonna happen in your future next? Like, everybody hates you. I don't think it was the best way to go or like the best move to make. But then again, maybe it was. I mean, she's freaking viral now, so. Anyways, we also saw a preview for the rest of the season, the mid-season preview for the rest of the season. And we see,
do you want anything else?
And Ariana's like, for you to die. It's so good and juicy. We see Ariana holding her boobs and there's like a guy next to her in the pool. We see some insinuation of an open relationship, but Ariana and Sandoval have said they never had an open relationship. So I don't know where that's coming from. I don't think it's about them. I don't know. But we hear the open relationship comment making it seem like it's about them. And we see a little bit of Tom and Raquel together, so that's going to be interesting to see. And we see Schwartz next to Tom, and Tom being really stressed out, like, ugh, and like he has an earring that shows, and it's a lightning bolt. Very excited for the rest of this season. That's all my opinions. Thank you so much for watching. I know my eyes look a little crazy. I had my surgery. Everything went well. You could check the rest of my videos if you want to know more. But please don't judge. Please don't be a hater. I have no makeup. I can't wear makeup. I can't do my eyebrows. My eyes look crazy. Don't be a hater. Bye.
A part of me will always feel like Tom got away with something. I want you to see these text messages that she sent. Okay.
You gotta build that heart up and swell it up, and then break it.
I still love the fact that I live with you.
Cheers.
You know, I gotta say, it's been pretty awesome living with you. There's not 1 second I ever regret it.
You know, people thought that Raquel and I made out at Coachella.
Me and Ariana were living together. I mean, that's still new.
This is the actual guy who made out with Raquel.
Out with the old and with the new.
What's it like out there? Is it a cornucopia of delicious dick again?
Do you understand like how it has affected me emotionally knowing that you guys have kept this secret from me for years?
I know who my true friends are.
Right. Welcome to Surrey. You're gonna regret it. Look forward to hating you all at some point.